Hey Kosherstreet fans, it's Sarah here again, and today is the start of Kosherstreet's self-declared salad week. Today's salad is going to be leftover salad from the weekend. I made a phenomenal roast, and we're going to use that roast in sliced up pieces, and we're going to put it on a delicious salad for dinner. So what we're doing now, and what we're starting off is, we are sauteing onions in a drop of olive oil. We're adding to it some button mushrooms that I had left over from my Shabbat dinner, and we are just going to slice them up and put them into our sauteed onions. Now, the key with mushrooms, and I just want to make it clear to everybody out there, is that please don't rinse your mushrooms in water because you're going to get a very soggy mushroom. We like to clean off our mushrooms. Just take a piece of paper towel like so. If you want, you can dampen it slightly, wipe off any dirt that you may see on it, and then cut it up and throw it in. If you throw it and you rinse it in water, it's going to be soggy and it's going to take much longer to cook, and it won't be even nearly as delicious. And you won't get that crispiness that I like to get when you saute a mushroom. So we're just going to throw our mushrooms into our pot, and we're going to let it saute up a little bit. We're going to add a little bit salt, kosher salt. I only cook with kosher salt, and some fresh ground black pepper. Now, this salad has a little bit of a twist to it. I happen to love sweet and savory, so I love to put some sweetness to my savoriness, if that makes sense to you guys. So for this salad, we're going to put some grapes, some black grapes. These are not olives, these are black grapes. And we're going to slice these up, and I don't know, into threes or into little pieces. And we're going to add that to our sauteed mushroom. And it's going to be a hot and cold salad. It's not going to be just hot or cold. Our meat's going to be cold, and our mushrooms and some of our vegetables are going to be hot. So we're just going to add those grapes to our mushroom and, well, try not to squeeze the grapes, into our mushrooms, good onions. And once we do this, we're going to let it cook down a little bit. Now for this salad, what I love about this salad, besides that it's using up my leftovers, and it's really the only way that I'm going to get everybody in my house to eat leftovers, because we're not big fans of leftovers unless we reinvent the leftovers. So besides that, this salad really needs a little seasoning because we're going to make a delicious mustard wine dressing to go on top of everything. And it's really a meal unto itself. Maybe if you have leftover chicken soup, serve that with this soup, with this salad, and you'll have a delicious meal. Okay, so now we're going to let this saute a little bit. And we see those cooking. And we're going to let it just cook down a little bit. Okay, now, with the meat, we love a crunch. So we're going to put some fantastic pistachios in that as well. And now we're going to add those pistachios, just to toss them up a little bit into our mushrooms and grapes. Let it get some toastiness to it. Flip it up. Okay, and let it go. And give this about 1 minute more. And we're going to add, it doesn't have to be cooked down all the way. Again, it's a salad, so a little bit rawness is fantastic. Okay, so now this part is all finished. So there we have our mushrooms, our sauteed onions, our little bit of a cooked grape, and our nice and toasty pistachios. We're going to lay that on top of some spinach leaves that we rinsed and washed. Now if you don't have spinach leaves, you can use romaine, you can use iceberg, whichever ones that you like. Now we're going to make our dressing. Very simply, we're going to take our hot pan. And the reason why we do it hot a little bit is so that our wine will cook down. We're going to take our wine, which is a little bit of red wine. I'm going to take about, I don't know, a quarter of a cup. And I'm going to let it deglaze the pan. Get all those good oniony mushroom bits that were left in. I'm just going to deglaze our pan for a little bit. Okay, let it cook down for about a half a minute or so. Then we're going to take some very good Dijon mustard. If you like Grey Poupon, you like regular ShopRite brand like I'm using, go ahead. We're going to add about 2 tablespoons to our red wine. Now, again, that whole sweet and savory business applies to my dressings as well. So once I mix in this mustard into my red wine, I'm going to need a little bit of sweetness to get rid of the acidity that's in my mustard and in my red wine. So instead of using sugar, I'm going to add to it some honey. That's it, about a tablespoon and a half worth of honey. Mix that in. Should be using a whisk instead of a wooden spoon. But we're going to get that. Okay, let it cook down a little bit. And now we're almost ready to dress our salad. But first, let's take our meat that we've cut up and sliced. Now this is a roast that I baked in the oven for about, I would say, 35 minutes till it got to about 145 degrees, medium rare. I covered it in cumin, some salt, some garlic, some black pepper, and a little bit of, a little bit of parsley and cilantro. Covered the entire roast, pan-seared it, and then stuck it in my oven for about 35 minutes until it was the perfect temperature. And then I let it rest for another 45 minutes on my counter before I sliced it. So now I'm cut it. This is actually left over from Shabbos. And I'm layering it onto my salad. And now we are just going to add the dressing. So here we go. Taking our salad, we're going to take our delicious red wine mustard dressing, and we are going to pour it over this salad. And there you go, folks. This is leftover salad. Enjoy.